not trying to get that help and you're taking, and it's draining the relationship and taking more from me than it is putting back into the relationship, then you're a hindrance and you don't deserve it. So yeah, I think that there's that slippery slope of at what point do you walk away? As soon, for me, well, what I do is I'm walking away as soon as it becomes a hindrance. As soon as it's taken away from us, it's taken away from me, I'm out, because you're not going to bring me down with you if you're not trying to help yourself. And if I don't set the bar, but then they need to be around like-minded people that believe that their behavior is okay. Because I'm setting the bar to let you know that that behavior isn't okay. So when you come closer to where I'm at, then we can talk. But as long as you're staying where you are, and I cater to that, then how are you ever going to change? Because you were never loved as a kid, or you have all these issues, or, you know, you don't know what love really means, and you were abused your whole life. And I mean, the story goes on and on and on and on.
And it gets to a point where we use, like what you just said, where you are in a situation with a person who you cared about at some point, they mistreated you, or you could have loved at some point and they mistreated you. And you move out of the relationship, but you still support them from afar, right?
Yeah.
Like that's being the adult in the room. But again, that's showing compassion, right?
Yeah.
Compassion is not love. Compassion is compassion. Compassion is a component of love. See, love is a dedication to actually show compassion, to actually show commitment, to actually show dedication, devotion, trust, honesty. One of those words are missing, then the love gets strained. Mm-hmm. But independently, you can use those things independent of love. You get what I'm saying? So you can trust that your boss is going to pay you. Doesn't mean you love your boss. You can trust that a person is going to be on the corner when you wake up, because they're on the corner and they hustle on a regular basis. So you can trust they can be there. Doesn't mean that that's an act of love. You see what I'm saying? You can have compassion. You can say, I cared about this person at some point, and I don't want to see the person fall or falter. So I'm going to assist them to get on their feet. But I'm at the same time, how are you showing self-awareness if you're all about reform and not about performing? Like, what do you deserve? So then you become a person, like, you could believe the adult in the room, like what you said, you believe the adult in the room is basically having servitude, showing servitude. Basically, the person needs your support, needs you to support them, needs you to show, like what you said, acts of love, so you're there to support them. But at the same time, what told you have to dedicate your life to a person that isn't dedicating their life to themselves and putting themselves in a position to succeed? When you, in reverse, you can dedicate your life to a person who is actually a leader, a person who needs your support, a person who has the world closing in on them, but they are actually working towards a positive goal.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you in certain aspects. Like, I'm not talking about being dedicated to a person. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, when you talk about showing compassion, and also to answer, yeah, being dedicated means I'm showing up every day. I'm showing up every week. You know what I mean? Like we got a continual relationship. I'm not even talking, like, when I talk about expressing love or showing love, a relationship doesn't necessarily have to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I talk about love, I'm talking about it based on a faith. As you know, I'm a Bible thumper, you know what I'm saying? So, like, if I'm showing love to somebody that don't deserve it, like, my faith is telling me that I'm showing love to God by doing that. And God's going to return it. I don't need it to be reciprocated from that person that doesn't deserve it or is incapable of reciprocating it to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but why can't that be an act of care? Because if we now say love is dedication, love is devotion, like, how could you say you love God if you're not dedicated? If you're not devoted? If you're not trusting of God? If you're not honest with God? The four components of accountable love. How could you show God you love God if if one of them four things are missing?
Well, the only way that I can show God, who I can't see, that I love him is by expressing love to people that I can see.
No, definitely. But what I'm saying is, but you're saying you believe in your faith.
Yeah.
So in believing your faith, that's a part of you showing love to people that you can see, right? but that's showing God. So when you have that faith, you're dedicated to that faith. You're devoted to that faith. You're trusting of that faith because you don't even see God, but you trust God is there. So you're trusting of that faith. You're honest with God. I'm feeling weak. You're praying. I'm feeling weak. I'm feeling like I really can't, wake up tomorrow. I'm feeling certain ways. You're communicating with God. So when you look at that component, that's love.
That is.
You're missing dedication. If you're not dedicated to your faith, you're not dedicated to God. How's that showing love?
Yeah.
You didn't even say to yourself, I'm going to put forth everything it takes to make sure that me and God's relationship is the best relationship possible.